I have yet to struggle working out at any capacity, bro, for years, bro. Oh, it's so painful and I hate it. We carry that because culture, society, and tradition has forced that onto us. When I gear up to do whatever, I can run, bro, spontaneously, bro. I do not need to freaking wind myself up. I never wake up, oh my God, I have to exercise, bro, because I abolished that entire equation. What's happening? My name is Albert, Mr. David Goggins. I'm gonna start by playing this clip to analyze your words and break something down that has changed my entire life.
Why do you think I run? It's the worst thing. I hate doing it more than anything.
Right there. It's the worst thing. It's the thing that I hate more than anything. And so now I want to point something out that changed my life forever. I hate it. It's painful. Is it possible that you hate running because you were told so? Think about it. No pain, no gain. Life is to suffer. If you want to make it, you have to suffer. And so you have to endure the pain to get to the other side. Where does all that stuff come from? Because I didn't make it up and you didn't make it up either. And so to dive into this further, I'm going to play this video so that we can watch children running around naturally together. Oh boy, take a look at these children running and jumping naturally. I don't see them in pain. Did you see them in pain? I'm willing to bet anything that those kids running and jumping naturally, they're not oh my God, that was so hard. Oh, I hate coming to this playground to play. No, because they're moving their muscles naturally. But they're moving their muscles naturally because they have yet to be contaminated with the English language, which when they are contaminated with it, their whole lives are gonna change. And why? Because they're gonna be able to say, I hate this and I don't hate this. I like this, I don't like that. Or doing that is tiresome. Oh, that's too hard. Those are words that they adapt. And so when I learned this, I went, oh my God. I have yet to struggle working out at any capacity, bro, for years, bro. Not at yours, bro. But I'm trying to make a very interesting point that this stuff with the, oh, it's so painful and I hate it. We carry that because culture, society, and tradition has forced that onto us.
I hate doing it more than anything. It's the one thing I hate the most to do, and I do it like I love it.
It's the one thing I hate. However, he does it as though he loves it. Now, I want to show you something because the words that we have been contaminated with are all heavily loaded. The word love is so heavily loaded. And why? Because the minute you say the word love, it means something. The word love for me and let's say my ex-wife, that word love meant that I had to live upon a certain standard with her. I had to measure up. And if I didn't, oh, you don't love me because if you loved me, you would have did this, you would have not have said that, and la la la. And so the word itself is heavily loaded. Take this other example, David. I say that neighborhood over there, oh my God, is so poor. Right there. The minute I say that, it's associated with suffering. And so we carry this automatically because if you're poor, you're suffering, man. You have to suffer through life now. Life is going to be hard unless you suffer. The other weird aspect is that, we are now conditioned to seek a reward through suffering, David. And so now you have to suffer to be happy. Oh man, if you want to be happy, you have to suffer now to get back to the neighborhood. That neighborhood that's so poor, that's associated with suffering. When I visit the neighborhood, bro, everyone's cheering, bro. There's music outside. They're freaking drinking. The kids are running around and everything is not as I think. What I'm actually seeing is not actually so. And that has happened to me with all the suffering while exercising, bro. It's a joke now, bro, because I have 600 plus muscles that are designed to move, bro. And this means that when I gear up to do whatever, I can run, bro, spontaneously, bro. I do not need to freaking wind myself up. I never wake up, oh my God, I have to exercise, bro, because I abolished that entire equation. Whereas exercising, oh, you have to suffer. Oh yeah, no pain, no gain, bro. You have to do it, bro. And so now hear this. When I work out, I'm not suffering. Who's suffering? I'm not suffering. There's no pain. There's no blood, sweat, and tears. Because blood, sweat, and tears, that came from Arnold Schwarzenegger. No pain, no gain came from the Rocky movies, bro. And so, take this, bro. When we exercise, how do we feel? Don't we feel fantastic? And so the exercise itself is saying another story. But the story that we carry is the mental jargon that has been forced onto us, where this thing that makes me feel so good has to be associated with suffering before I do it and then feel great. So take a look at how twisted that is. Now, try to catch here that if you disagree with what I'm saying, is because you're comfortable with suffering, which is a real big aspect, David. Because, I tell a lot of people, hey man, life is not about suffering. They can't handle it. They don't want to stop and think about that. It's just their mind saying, yeah, life is to suffer. And if you want to make it, you have to suffer. And so they're not willing to let go of it. I got rid of it, man, because I see so clearly that the idea to suffer is just not freaking real, bro. I got what I got. So what else am I supposed to do, bro? Be miserable with what I got? Say, oh, I grew up poor, so look at the life I'm living. And so if you take a look, David, everyone is freaking spieling the same freaking thing, bro. Everyone's poor, bro. Everyone grew up poor, bro. The politicians, they're so poor. They shopped at Walmart. And so the stories are the same. I had to change this freaking story and say, you know what? There's no such thing as suffering, bro. My life is my life. If there's actual suffering, my innate system will take care of it. Now, I'm talking about the design of suffering psychologically. I'm not talking about actual suffering, because I got a feeling, bro, that the people that think they suffered so badly didn't suffer as bad, but they made the equation. The equation is, I was poor, I grew up like this in a tough neighborhood, and so that meant I'm suffering. But how many millions grew up like that, bro? Let's take a look at life 200 years ago, bro, when they were freaking... Do I have to continue about what life was like maybe 200 years ago, David? Okay, so let's get to the next bit. And so here's the key, David. The key to pop out of those suffering is that I don't associate words with anything. So the hate and love aspect is freaking gone, bro. I had to get rid of it, bro, because they're heavily loaded. If I use those words, I'm going to be subject to being pinned like the way you sound. Oh, I hate running every morning. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't, bro. And you don't love it either. And so what I like to say is that there's no love or hate in the matter in exercising. I exercise naturally. And so my 600 plus muscles fire away, and I'm running. And so that's it. I'm running. The only difference between me and you, David, is that you're in the competitive field, and so that you run extreme. You take things to the extreme, which I take care of myself so that I don't damage my knees, I don't damage anything, and that may be the only difference, where you may have like an edge of this struggle to work out only because you're feeling the pains behind how extreme you have taken these exercises. And so I wanted to make that clear, just in case there is an aspect of actual suffering, then that aspect is real, but you caused it, bro. It didn't have to be that way, bro. You didn't have to run 300 miles or that freaking seal week thing that freaking busted your kneecaps. You didn't have to take it to that extreme, but you did because you are extreme, and that's cool. And so now let's get to the next bit. So now for this right here, bro, this is not easy. Because if I went around saying, oh, I love exercise, I freaking adore it, I'll sound weird. I'll be an outcast, bro. They'll be like, you hear this guy, bro? Another freaking wacko, bro. Talking about how much he love exercising, bro. And so here is another reason why I don't use either. No suffering, no struggle, no love, no hate. And so therefore, I face whatever exercise that I'm facing naturally, but that's it. It ends there. And so, David, to dive in just a little deeper about how love, hate, suffering, struggle has been adapted by us, it's been passed on through centuries and centuries, bro. The songs, bro. Just listen to a few songs, bro. I was in the music business, David, for 30 years, and 90% were love songs, bro. Oh, you broke my heart, bro. Why did you leave me this way, bro? My heart can't handle it. My heart's divided, bro. How many happy songs, man? Maybe 1, 2, or 3 happy songs. The rest are sad songs, bro. Now the movies, bro. The Rockies, the No Pain, No Gains. Oh, you have to make it, and all that stuff, bro. And the freaking heartbreaks, bro. The soap operas, bro. Everyone's leaving each other, bro, for this person. And there's crying and fighting and violence, all because of the pain and suffering someone has to endure. That's already built into the songs, David. Is built into the movies. And then we are naturally going to repeat it. But I bet you if you really, really, really break things down and you really analyze all the times that you did like normal exercise, you felt fantastic all the time. You never needed to struggle. There was no such thing as no pain, no gain, because the progress of the building the muscles and all that stuff and the getting better happened naturally, bro. Because if I start running a mile, let's say I try to run a mile and I can't do it, there's going to be a day that I'm going to do it naturally, bro. I don't have to put my mind to try to run a mile. If I begin to run, I'll get to that mile naturally. And so now, David, notice how they made exercise similar to rocket science, bro. Oh, now, bro, science, bro. Now we have to rely on science to tell us all about the thing that we did naturally as kids. Now we need big words so that we can fortify. Oh, yeah, that exercise, it builds the articulosclerosis of the asthmatic osmosis, bro. And so science is screwing things up, bro, because now we can't run and play naturally because now whatever we do has to be backed up by science, bro. And so now, David, I take care of kids. And so what I'm talking about is freaking hands-on. Maybe you have kids too. And so one kid is 7 years old, the other is 2 years old, okay? The 2-year-old is constantly running around. So was he until he reached 7. Now, this kid that's now 7 years old, bro, we played and played and played year after year, year after year, all the way till he reached 7. Now, 7 is when the contamination happens, David. And now, he's saying things like, oh, I'm tired, I want to go home. A kid, bro. The 2-year-old, she can't say, let's go home, bro. She tires out naturally. She does say enough. At 2 years old, she says enough. But the enough is a natural response where she has run around enough and she is really innately tired. It's not made up like the 7-year-old who at 2 o'clock now is telling me I'm tired, I want to go home, bro. And now watch this, David. This kid at 2 o'clock who is telling me I want to go home, I'm tired, I need to sleep, he's telling me now. He couldn't say that before, but he's contaminated now. And now watch this. I take him home. I say, okay, we'll go home. Don't worry about it. And I watch. And I see that when he enters the house, within 10 minutes, he's outside running. And why? Because the kids stimulate him. There's kids around. And so when he comes home and he freaking just unwinds just for 10 minutes, the guy is out running and playing. And now he's all charged up. Many times when he starts to play with the kids, he tells me, let's go bowling, or let's go to Harborland, that's a playground, or let's go here, or let's go there. And I go, sure, let's do it, because I know beforehand that the words that he spoke via being tired and that I want to go home is the contaminated verbalization that has been passed on to him. Now ponder this, David. Take out both aspects of love and hate. You got none. And now picture a bear charging at you what would you do? If your answer is I freaking haul ass, then you got it. Because the deal is to utilize this system naturally without the reliance on words that are heavy loaded. And so now, David, and for whoever else is watching, the takeaway is to tap into that child self of yours. Because what we've done is that we've grew up with the contamination, with words that are heavily loaded, along with division, bro. And one thing that we have divided was our state now as opposed to when we were children. We're taking a look at that like it was then. Like I'm not a child anymore. And so those are words. Those are contaminated words. Because I was a child back then and then I became an adult and la la la. But if we take out the words, it's one flow, and we've ruined that flow. You have to now imagine that if we were never contaminated with life is to suffer, how would we freaking stem off running naturally, jumping? I watch kids and they're skipping everywhere, bro. They freaking are fidgety. They can't stay still. They want to move their muscles. And since they're not contaminated with words that are going to stop them from doing that, they're just destined to move. And so I got that back, David. I have that back in my life. I'm 61 years old, and I've had that back for 8 years plus, bro. 9 years. In July, watch this. July 16 made 9 years that I've been working out naturally without any suffering, without any associations to struggling. There's no pain involved. I push my muscles to its capacity, not through any idea of a pain that's associated with me making this type of an accomplishment. And so, David, tapping into this child where it's not called child. There's no child, there's no adult, because we're going to get rid of divisions also. And so it's just me from that point spilling over. It's me who ran naturally, who jumped on the bed, who couldn't stay still, who, as soon as I came from school, I put on my roller skates, bro. That me is me that has transcended, I guess is a better word. And so now, David, the final takeaway is to tap into that childhood. But you're going to do it differently. You're not going to use the term childhood. You're just going to recollect those days where you jumped on the bed, came home from school and put the rollerblades on or whatever, bro. You hooked up with your friends to play tag naturally. And when you were tired, you took a break naturally and then continued when you juiced up. That you. And we're taking out child because that's conditioning, the division. First you're a baby, then you're a child, and then you're an adult. Then you're a teen, and then you're an adult, and then you're elderly. Those are all divisions. Those are words that they have forced it onto us. They're terrible words, David, because if you take a look at how they consider aging, is, oh, when you get old and you're 50, your joint pain and your back pain. That's a division. And so you want to take out the division. And you just want to just recollect and think about those days where you were running naturally, jumping naturally, and you were itching, and you were just naturally you. And now you want to freaking take out all those words and continue. Well, it doesn't matter now. When you're 50, when you're 60, when you're 70, you're going to move to whatever capacity that you have to move at whatever levels you can move, which you're going to move incredible if you spare your freaking joints and your legs from freaking more damage, bro. And so that's it, man, for this video. I hope that somebody has watched this and has realized that you have been held back, but terribly, through the contaminations of words that are so heavily loaded, that has a force, that has a drive to steer you into another direction, that a certain word can keep you from doing anything. You can absolutely get paralyzed by words, bro. And so these words now, they have no meaning, bro, because I don't use them, bro. I haven't used the word struggle, sadness, depression, not even happy, David. I don't use even the word happy because that's freaking heavily loaded too, bro. And when does it come, bro? It's psychological, bro. And so now, that's it. Now you can maybe wake up in the morning and you get a real true sense of what's going on without, I hate this shit, man. You know, I can't stand this. And they do the yelling that you said that you do. And really, really appraise yourself to the point where you're going to run naturally. But you don't have to say anything because sometimes I freaking take 2 or 3 days off, bro, and I start itching to run, bro. I start itching to jump, bro. I start itching to do push-ups, bro. The itch happens automatically, and therefore I am working out automatically. And so I do not need any type of encouragement. I do not need motivation to move. I do not need to watch an inspirational fitness video so that I could go ahead and exercise, bro. That's not necessary because this innate system is already charged to move. In fact, motivation sucks, and I'll tell you why. Because if I have to be motivated, that means that I'm demotivated, bro. And so now I have to freaking get a visit from some energy that's going to come visit me so that I can feel motivated. And then when that energy leaves, what am I left with? Once again, demotivated. So we playing that game of motivated, demotivated, and I don't want to go, and I hate this, and I love this, and I don't like. And so we're playing that stupid game. I stopped that game, and I am free. David Goggins, I am so free, and I am very, very delighted to make this video. And so I hope somebody's like, oh man, I freaking don't need words to help me, bro. I run naturally, I jump naturally, I do all this. This guy's a freaking bomb, and never use those contaminated words again. And then to the next one, catch ya.